John, dude,
What's up? What's up? How you doing?
welcome. I'm good, man. I'm good. Welcome to the breakdown. First time on the channel with us. This is like,
Yes.
this is exciting, man. This is monumental because both Nathan and I are big fans of the band and have been wanting to make this happen for a while because I feel like there's so much to talk about with the band. You guys
Yeah,
have
well,
done a lot, then you took a little bit of time off, then you kind of teased you were kind of coming back, and then you came back with a full album and you've been busy.
yeah, and I love being busy, to be honest with you.
Was that,
I've it's an
was
honor
that,
to be on the show, I have to say. So thank you
oh,
so much for having me.
thank you, man. Appreciate that very much. Nath is currently away at the moment, though, so you get the less professional one, but I'm apparently funnier, so we'll see how it goes.
That's what I heard too.
Hey, so the being busy thing. Let's go back to that quickly. Was that part of the catalyst for you guys jumping back into things full time,
I
or did it
don't
just
think
feel right?
it just felt right. Like I've always wanted to stay a band. I never wanted to break up. So I had to be patient and without putting pressure on anybody. I knew eventually somebody in the band was going to cave and suggest that we get in a room and play some music. So I just had to wait a few years for that. But once I got it, it was just fun. And like I think our entire mission right now is just to have fun with each other, you know?
Do you think that like when you're in a band, obviously it's like a cross between a family and also a cross between like a, without the romanticism, it's kind of like a romantic relationship as well, because there's so much leaning on each other, there's so much reliance on each other. There's got to be the communication, everyone's got to be open, and as a band gets bigger and bigger, those things become more important. But they also kind of, I feel, get pushed a little bit to the side because you're on the roller coaster ride.
Hmm.
And I think that bands tend to lose a little bit of that. And as you got bigger, is that something that you guys felt towards that first break? Was that maybe the fun was taken out of it a little bit?
Definitely. I would say we were totally burnt out. So we almost like it was basically a decade of nonstop touring and then writing an album when you're not touring and all of that. So I do think we did get burnt out, which is something we are definitely trying to avoid this time around. We're only going to really do things that are fun, that sound fun to us now. So, yeah, I mean, when we were making Light We Made, I feel our last record before this new one, I just feel like we were low on gas.
Yeah,
Um,
right.
and I could sense it when we were making it. Although I like that record for what it is, and but I do remember the feeling of being like, we have to write a whole nother record, you know, like it's not easy. It's not an easy task. I just feel like we were all a little burnt out.
I think that's something that bands don't kind of foresee coming. Like unless you've been sort of, unless you pay attention to the inner workings of how the scene works and how being in a band works, it's something you don't really think of down the track. Is that like, like you're all in a room having fun, writing music, expressing emotion. You've got, you know, years of stories and experiences that you've lived behind you. But then when you get further along in your life, like you're forced to make more of that on a time that suits someone else, not necessarily yourselves.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like we weren't doing it for ourselves so much anymore towards the end. Exactly.
Well, speaking of getting back to doing it and making it fun again, New Bloomfest sounds like a fuckload of fun. What a lineup.
Sounds like the best time ever. Am I right?
Yeah, dude.
The
Dude,
lineup
and
is crazy. I can't even believe the lineup is real. I'm honored to play with every band on the bill, and I just can't believe they got all these bands.
yeah, it's an interesting festival, and like shout out to Ash. He's an absolute wizard with these lineups that he's been putting on, because I think it's like it's proven. There's so many of these like little crossover genre bands, um, that take so many influences from other styles that somehow fit so well together on this lineup. Is there anyone on there that like you have checked out or listened to that you haven't had a chance to see before that you're really looking forward to watching?
Well, I just saw Sweet Pill at in Boston. We played a festival with them, and I
Nice.
was really into the set. So I'm excited to get to see them more. But I would say Sweet Pill right now, and there are Philly natives too. But I'm excited to like get to know them. You know?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Are you guys giving yourselves any downtime while you're over here to go and explore a bit? You've been to Australia before, so are
Yeah.
you giving yourself any chill time?
This is our fourth time. I'm sure we will find some shenanigans to get into, like we always do. But we do have side shows. We have booked a couple shows also around the festival with Glitterer, and I'm excited too. We get to go to Perth and everything too. So we're trying to make the most of it, and I know shenanigans will happen. Well, we do a lot of cliff diving. Is it gonna? What's the weather like right now?
Dude, it's muggy and hot. Like it's real
It's
humid.
hot.
If yeah, man, like and yeah, it's gonna be warm enough for you to find some cliffs. There's plenty around here
Awesome.
as well on the East
All
Coast.
right. I
It's
was just
basically just
thinking
all
like
cliffs.
what do I pack? I'm like, what am I? Okay, I'm excited for some heat. It's freezing over here right now. So,
Yeah, bring the budgie smugglers for sure. Yeah. So
all right. Thank
if you
you.
get a chance, check out if you get a chance to go to Newcastle and check out the Bogey Hole. That's a popular little diving, cliff jumping, swimming spot. But yeah, plenty of places along the East Coast, man. I'm sure that some locals will steer you in the right direction.
That's awesome. As they always do.
Yeah, yeah. And how does Australia compare to the rest of the world in terms of interaction with your fans and stuff like that?
It's just like the best place on earth. Um, does that answer your question? No.
Yeah, look, I mean, people
We
will be happy to hear that.
we are obsessed with our Australian little family we built out there. I feel like the shows the energy is significantly higher than anywhere else in the world. Um, you can just tell people are excited to be there, and we have been craving that for the past few years. So I can't believe we're coming back, and we get. I think the last time we actually thought it was our last time gonna go there. So we just feel so lucky, and I just feel the appreciation the most in Australia out of anywhere.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, look, I think not to toot our own horn, but it's for us. I think it's like a little bit of that. It's such a sweet thing to get because we recognize now more than ever since COVID, and now especially with social media and the transparency of bands and how much things cost and how much work it is, we understand that it's an absolute pain in the fucking ass to get to this country. Like it's really far away, man. And I think a lot of Australians don't realize that until they themselves go on like an overseas trip or something and sitting on a plane for 20 hours and like, this sucks, man. Like
Yeah,
we
that's
realize.
tough.
So I think that fans are aware of that more than ever, and just really stoked that we get so many bands willing to put that effort in to get all the way here.
Oh yeah,
So it's
it's
glad that you guys feel it.
it's an honor, but just dread getting there. But once I'm there, I'm in the best mood. So,
Have you got any tips, or have you got any like necessities to take on a flight with you to help you? Any like, do you have any sort of how do I psych myself up to do this long trip? Any preparation?
no, I feel like I have tried that in the past, but I can never trust my body to do what it wants to do. Like I used to take like sleeping pills or something, try to fall asleep, and I can't fall asleep. And
Oh yeah.
it's a very frustrating thing to happen on such a long flight, but I just go with it. I don't have any tricks. I try to watch stuff and hopefully fall asleep, but um, it's hard for me to plan what's gonna happen, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully, there's a lot of nice, good new movies that have come out.
Yeah, yeah.
We
I'm a
can just
movie buff,
binge
so I
watch.
like to watch like 6 movies and maybe take a nap. That's my goal.
Yeah, yeah. And you have no trouble sitting there through that many movies, is because like you kind of have to.
I kind of have to. What else am I gonna do?
Yeah.
That's exactly.
All right. Well, what I want to ask now is, you know, last year a whole bunch of great albums came out. What's something that you're looking forward to this year, either with yourselves, or is there an album that you're expecting to drop this year that you're really hanging for?
No new albums. We do have. a B-side we will release this year from last year's record, and I think we're gonna do like a deluxe um, version of With You
Cool.
in Spirit. But as far as anything else for the balance, not sure. Solo wise, I have a solo project called Creeks. I'm writing a record right now for that, and I hope I get to record it this year and maybe put it out. So, um,
Oh yeah.
yeah, just plugging away on my solo thing right now while Balance has just put new music out, you know.
Yeah, nice, nice. And how do you sort of find that, no pun intended, balance between the two projects, and what sort of styles you're going to pick from, and where you're going to take the direction of the solo stuff? And is it sort of stuff that you've written that just wouldn't fit in Balance and Composure, or is it just stuff
Yeah,
that's completely different?
I have like a handful of songs that are like different than what Balance and Composure would sound like. But I will say it's really difficult to go from such a collaborative process as our last record was, like working with my guys again, and how exciting that was, and how much I missed it, and then putting out the record, and then I'm trying to write a solo record. It's just a totally different vibe, and I kind of, it's difficult to not have anyone to bounce the ideas off of as much.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to find my own rhythm again. It's just the past like couple years making this record, I've relied on the Balance guys so
Yeah.
much. So
Okay.
that's all.
Yeah. And how's the response been to the last album? Playing tracks off that live.
It's been great. We just played in Boston and we got a really good reaction on all the new songs, which was all you could ever ask for. So it's been great, and we're excited to play them in Australia too, along with the classics, of course.
Yeah, see,
But
that's something that we always like to chat about with bands, especially bands that don't get to sort of come here so often, or to Australia so often. How's the diplomacy go with picking a set list? Because you guys have got a chunk of songs to choose from now. Like that can't be easy when you're doing like a 45 to an hour set.
yeah, it's actually extremely difficult, but it's a good problem to have. Like, we have
Yeah.
enough crowd pleasers that we could do the whole set like that too. Well, in our opinion, just judging by how our crowds react. I'm not trying to sound like, well, we got crowd pleasers, bro.
We got bangers. Yeah.
No, no, no. We have ones that work live that we know people enjoy, and then now we're just trying to sneak new songs in too.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's hard in figuring out which new songs because everyone wants to play a different one, you know?
Yeah.
So, um, but it's a fun challenge and it's a good problem to have.
Do you guys ever sort of try and mix it up in terms of like throw in a deep cut that you may not have, or the fans aren't expecting? Is that something you guys like to do? And when you do something like that with your live show, obviously certain songs are going to be better received listening to it on an album, but then the energy might not be the same as
Yeah.
another song that. So how does that go with you guys?
Well, I always tried to get the guys to do like a deep cut, like an oldie. I usually get shut down, to be honest with you. They're like, we're not playing that. We wrote it when we were 18. I'm like, yeah, but I think people would like it and it might sound good.
So you
So
don't get to pull the
I
frontman card and just slap it on the table and go, "Nah, this is happening."
no, no, no. I have I have zero power these days. W- Uh, but I try. I do suggest them to the guys, but I usually get shut down. But we still do play like our old stuff from our first full length record. So we don't completely ignore all of that. It's just it's
Yeah.
tough to agree with everybody.
And you also kind of know, you never know as well, like different songs can go over completely different city to city, let alone country to country. Like, and you're never going
Yeah.
to know until you actually give them a shot. You fly all the way here and you play one and it just falls a little bit flat, and you're just like, well, that sucked.
Yeah, we do that often. Like we'll play something we think is the deep cut that people would be excited about, like a curveball song, and then we'll notice like one city didn't like it or wasn't like
Yeah.
energetic during it, and then we're like,
Yeah.
we'll just toss it. completely out of the mix.
Is that
Typical.
something is that something you guys pay attention to? Obviously, because like with the internet now and social media and the voice that everybody has, and I'm sure you see in the comment sections, come here, like play this, do this. Is that something you guys look at and take into consideration, or analytics and things like that to help determine what you might play? You know, I suppose not city to city, but maybe country to country.
Yes, we do. We do have like an analytical way to do it. We usually choose like our top seven most listened to songs or something, and we're like, well, we should probably play these. So yeah, we do get kind of after all this time, you kind of do get analytical about it. But not that's like I also love to switch it up.
For
So
sure.
I'm always trying to do something that somebody's not expecting to.
Well, that's part of the fun of it, isn't it? Like the whole keeping it fun is taking that little bit of like, I guess, adding that little bit of danger and excitement to
Yeah, I mean, we live for danger, so yes.
it. Shenanigans, danger. I don't know if Australia's ready for you guys again just
I
yet. Like
know. Look
jump
out. Here
rocks.
we
Yeah,
come.
fuck it hell. Hey, is there any songs that you have thrown in like that that have completely blown you guys away where you did not expect the response that you got, either positively or negatively?
I don't think we ever thought Tiny Raindrop would be like our biggest song. I don't think we ever thought that. So that was a surprise. Um, a very good surprise. But also
Yeah.
off our new record, we've been playing this song called Any Means. It's track 3 on our new record, and that one's getting a really, really good crowd response. And while at the same time, we're having so much fun playing that song. So that was a surprise too, and that makes us want to continue to make music because people like
Hell
the new
yeah.
song. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that must be like a massive sort of, yeah, just a boost of confidence and revitalizing energy, knowing that people are, because like, let's face it, like nostalgia is such a huge thing for people. And I think especially in the like the hardcore punk adjacent
Hmm.
worlds as well, because people find these bands at such like important moments in their lives.
Yeah, it's hard. Like like I was terrified putting out this new record because I'm like, what if like we're doing all this work and it just sucks, and, like, and then we just like become a nostalgia act. I guess like there's a fear of becoming a nostalgia act.
Yeah, I guess to an extent, but also, I mean, like it kind of is in the hands of like the listeners as well, because when you
It's
said
not,
like,
yeah, it's not in our hands. That's
yeah,
like,
it's like, what if we
yeah,
write this and it sucks? It's like, well, it doesn't suck. Like it's, and you guys are proud of it. It's good, but you can't really ever tell how it's going to hit someone. I suppose that's both the beauty and the danger of music, I suppose.
exactly. Good callback.
Yeah. Hey, I also noticed with the sort of style that you guys are a part of, I guess you could call it like the shoegaze, post-hardcore, grunge crossover style. It seems to be the genre where hardcore kids go when they don't want to listen to hardcore music. Have you noticed that? And what do you think it is about the genre, that bands like yourselves and Basement and all that sort of play that draws those kids that are generally into short, fast aggression?
I think they kind of go hand in hand, and I feel like it's because bands like us, Basement and like Title Fight, and like Tiger Shaw grew up playing hardcore shows, and we'd play any show we could, and I think hardcore kids just resonated. I think it's like the punk ethos was still there, the do it yourself. Like I feel like it works really well together, and I don't know, but I think that's a lot to do with it. Like it all starts with like the bands you started playing with, and when you
Yeah.
first started the band, and then it kind of I don't know. That's my analysis of it, but I don't know exactly if I'm correct.
I would think that like I agree with that. That would be sort of where I come from with it, because
Yeah,
it was an emotionally driven melodic style that didn't slip too far into like,
but it's still
for lack
like
of a better term, like
hard on
emo.
wearing your heart on your sleeve kind of music too.
A
It's
hundred
like
percent, yeah.
just like hardcore is too.
Hardcore is as well. It's just done aggressively.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unapologetically. So, um, yeah, I think it just works. I don't
Yeah,
know.
cool.
I don't know.
Well, it's working, so let's not complain about it.
I'm not complaining
Yeah,
about
it's
it.
great. It makes for some great lineups. So, like having a band like Drain and then a band like you guys, which sonically is completely different, but it just works.
It's cool. I think you can find what you like about each, and they're completely different. I think it's a beautiful thing.
For sure, for sure. Now, talking about mixed bills, bands that may not fit on lineups together, let's go personal. I want to hear your dream lineup for a 5 band bill, festival bill. Who are you putting on the bill? They can be bands that are still around today. They can be bands that are broken up or members passed away. Who are we
All
going
right,
for?
and I have to include us too, right?
No, you don't
Or,
have to.
okay,
It's up
okay.
to you. Yeah. I mean, look,
All
you
right.
could get real arrogant and headline, but it's up to you.
All right, no, no. And then we close it out.
Yeah. Headlining over the Foo Fighters. No biggie.
Yeah, no biggie. All right. I'll go with Neutral Milk Hotel, The Smiths, Modest Mouse. Bear with me here. Title Fight and Nirvana.
You know what? That's actually a way more cohesive lineup than I expected.
It would work. It
It
could
would
work.
work. Yeah. And it's going to sell out because Nirvana.
Yeah. I feel like Modest Mouse balances out The Smiths and Neutral Milk Hotel. They
Yeah.
could I feel like it could work. And then Title Fight and then Nirvana will get loud
Bringing
and we'll
the
get
energy.
rowdy. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. All right. So obviously anniversary tours are big, these days amongst bands. Give me one album that you would love to see performed in full by the band.
Ooh. Is a Real Boy by Say Anything.
Oh wow.
I was thinking about that record yesterday and I was like, that record front to back is brilliant. And I've never seen it all the way through. I know he did do some shows, anniversary shows of that, but I missed them. So that would
Yeah,
be
so it
my,
still counts. All right,
I just
cool.
feel like
All right.
that record's very different and I don't know, he took a big swing when he made it
Yeah.
and I think it worked out. So
Yeah, I feel like there was actually a lot of bands from that era, not necessarily that genre, like genre adjacent, that took big swings and massive side steps, and it really paid off for them. Like it just seemed like it was the thing to do. There was always like one band in every sort of subgenre that was like, "Fuck it, we're out," and did something like completely against the grain.
yeah, exactly.
Like
It
bands
works.
like Thrice, Poison the Well, they all just took massive side steps, and yeah, it worked. It worked. All right, next one then. Who would be your dream artist to collaborate with? Who's someone that you think that could do justice to one of your tracks, or you could do justice to one of their tracks?
I don't know if I can do justice to anybody's tracks, but um Frank Ocean would be amazing to work with.
Yeah.
That will never happen, but
Hey,
um
dude, crazy things have happened. We've been known to manifest things on this channel. We've had a
okay.
number of bands that have said our dream band to tour with would be or play with would be Slipknot. And literally, like 3 or 4 bands that have said that ended up playing with Slipknot. So I'm not saying we got the power, dude, but all I'm saying is the proof is kind of in the pudding.
Okay. Well, if gives me a call, I will answer it for sure. But yeah, that's just like one of my favorite artists, even though there's only 2 albums. We needed the other one, Frank. We need a new one, Frank, but those 2 albums are masterpieces. So I would just like to be around that energy in a studio, you know?
Yeah, very good. All right. Well, I'm going to make things a little bit more difficult now. Gun to your head. If you had to cut one track off the last album, what would it be?
Sorrow Machine.
Oh, that was way easier than I thought it was going to be.
There were a lot of fights about putting that one on the record.
Really?
That's some tea for you.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's a
Jesus.
single that we had to put out too.
Wow.
I don't know. That was my least favorite. I still
Okay.
like Sorrow Machine, but that was my least favorite of our all the songs we recorded for the album.
Okay. Which of the new tracks are you most looking forward to debuting, well, playing here for the first time?
Well, Ain't It Sweet and Restless. No, Ain't It Sweet and Any Means. Sorry. Those two, I'm very excited to play.
I'm not trying to get you to drop the whole set list ahead of time.
I know, but I have a feeling we'll play those ones. I have a
Yeah.
good feeling.
You know a couple of the guys.
Yeah.
All right, let's go some would you rathers to finish off. This is a bit of the stupid shenanigans we like to do on the channel. World of Wizards. Who would you rather be? Who would win in a fight, Gandalf or Dumbledore?
Oh, I you're gonna hate my answer, but I don't know anything about either of them. I know who they are, but I don't know their powers. I don't know where they're from. So I
Just choose who you think's got the better beard. That still works.
let's go Gandalf. He seems more pure.
Yeah, look, it's the correct answer anyway. So
He's
well done.
pure at heart. Okay.
Yeah.
He's pure at heart.
All right, you have to wake up with one of these tracks as your alarm tone for the rest of your life, and you have to listen to the entire song before you get out of bed every morning. Creed with Arms Wide Open or Nickelback Photograph. No disrespect to either track. It's just,
Yeah.
which do you choose and why?
I'm gonna go with Nickelback.
All right.
I'm gonna go with
Okay.
it. With
Reason?
arms wide open, I just feel like you're trying too hard, man. And Nickelback's Photograph is just a good. It's just a good song. If another band like us or another band wrote that song, we all probably like it because it's Nickelback. You know.
Yeah. Dude, the Nickelback thing has been very interesting to watch everyone come full circle and be like, no, you know what? Like, I like Nickelback unironically.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far, but I will say that their songs are better than you remember. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah, I agree. Look, and as a
Yeah,
closet Nickelback fan, I will attest to the fact that they have some bangers on their albums. I just don't like the radio rock stuff. It's
yeah.
just
I,
a bit by
I'm
the
with you.
numbers for me.
I'm
Yeah.
totally with you.
All right. Okay, we're going to go a couple of quick fire ones for you. All right. You got to
All
just
right,
choose Metallica or Slayer.
Slayer.
Wow. All right. Pizza or burgers?
Pizza,
Wine or beer?
wine.
You're a refined man. You're a man with
I
class. I like.
I'm 30. I just became a wine. I'm a wine guy the past few years. It's less filling. I love you beer. I love you beer, but yeah, I mean, I feel like wine's a little bit of a healthier option too.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Now I think I know what your answer is going to be for this one. When you're going on a trip, do you want a beach holiday or a snow holiday?
I'm gonna go with beach, beach holiday for sure.
Nice, nice. All right. Now I'm going to finish off with the divisive one. It splits the channel down the middle. It splits most bands down the middle, right? You're about to get on stage to play a full headline set, right? All the hits, all the bangers, sold out. Before you get on to play the set, you've either got to put on cold, wet socks or cold, wet underwear to play the set. What are you choosing and why?
I'm gonna go with underwear because I feel like that would give me even more adrenaline and a little bit more of a boost.
Yeah.
Socks, I mean, that would just be a mess. But underwear I could get away with, and maybe nobody knows about it.
Oh no, they'll know. The people in the front row are going to see that section of your jeans just get darker over time. It's going to be
I think
embarrassing, but
I think that would do wonders for our reputation. Like, did you hear the singer piss himself? He
hey,
does it a lot.
have you heard any good rumors about the band? Like, I'm not, like we're not talking any Marilyn Manson removed your ribs sort of rumors, but have you heard any good rumors about yourself or the band that were just completely untrue?
Not that I know of. Or I wish I knew what people were saying behind closed doors, but I don't think I know any.
You need to get a burner account and start some rumors because any publicity is good publicity, right?
You're right. This is a really good idea. I'm gonna get to work on that tonight.
Yeah, no worries. Well, dude, like I said, Nathan and I are big fans of the band. We're so keen to catch you guys at the festival, and stoked you're still doing stuff. Genuinely stoked that you guys are back. Even though you're taking it a little bit more easy these days, we're glad that you're back and glad that you're coming back to Australia. So, hope you have the best time, and we'll see you there, man.
Thank you so much for having me. Can't wait to come, and I appreciate you having me on the show.
Dude, anytime. Thanks so much. See you
Pleasure.
there.
Take it easy.
Peace.
Have a good day.